Hello everyone, my name is Ankit Nanwal and today we will be starting with a new topic, that is degree of kinematic indeterminacy. In previous lectures we have studied about the calculation of degree of static indeterminacy, that was denoted by ds. We have done the calculation of degree of static indeterminacy of a beam, trusses and frames, and all the information has been provided to you about the 2D structures and 3D structures. Okay, now we will be studying about the calculation of degree of kinematic indeterminacy. That first of all, what is degree of kinematic indeterminacy? It is denoted by dk. First of all, you have to denote the degree of kinematic indeterminacy by dk. It refers to the total number of independent available degree of freedom at all joints. So what do we mean by kinematic indeterminacy? It refers to the total number of independent available degree of freedom. Now what is degree of freedom? Degree of freedom means the joint displacements that are joint displacements. You can write down the joint displacement that are commonly available at the joints that are referred as the degree of freedom of the structure. Now it is basically the joint displacement that are commonly available at the joints that are termed or referred as the degree of freedom of the structure. So degree of freedom means, suppose this is a beam here, uh, roller support here fixed support. Okay, now when there is a loading here, it will try to bend like this. Okay, now there is a rotation here, rotation is possible. So this is the degree of freedom, the joint displacement, the joint displacement that are commonly available, which are commonly available at the joint, that are referred as the degree of freedom of the structure. Now the dk is denoted, refers to the total number of independent available degree of freedom at all joints. Okay, the total we have to count. The degree of kinematic indeterminacy may be defined as the total number of unrestrained displacement component at all the joints. Now the total of the unrestrained displacement, that is the displacement we are talking about, that is unrestrained. Now there are two types, one is unrestrained and restrained. Now for that you must see this example, that in case of fixed beam, there is a fixed beam here. How many reactions are there? Vertical, horizontal and one rotation. Here also one vertical, one horizontal and one rotation. Okay, so it is denoted by, this is 1 2 3. Okay, now 4 5 6. Okay, unrestrained and restrained means, suppose uh, there are total degree of freedoms are 6 here, but we need the value of unrestrained degree of freedom. Here they are restrained, they cannot move from its place, they are restrained at their place. So this joint cannot move, this joint cannot move. So these are restrained displacements. Okay, we are talking about. Now for understanding the unrestrained displacements, or we want to calculate the value of degree of kinematic indeterminacy, for that we need the unrestrained displacement. For that, suppose this is a propped cantilever beam. Here how many reactions are there? Number of reaction is vertical, horizontal and one rotation, 1 2 3. Okay, here only one vertical is there. Now this is fourth one. Now there is no horizontal here and there is no moment here, so these displacements are unrestrained. The support here we can get the value of rotation, we can get the value of horizontal displacement. So these two displacement are unrestrained, they can move from its place. They restrained means they cannot move from its place, and unrestrained means they can displace from its place. So these are the unrestrained displacements. So in understanding the degree of kinematic indeterminacy, it refers to as the total number of unrestrained displacement component at all the joints. So you need to count the unrestrained displacement at the joints. Okay. Now this is the table here for which you are given the possible degree of freedoms that are available. First is for 2D truss joint. In case of a truss, 2 degree of freedoms are available, that is delta x and delta y. So there is no moment in case of truss. So at the joints, uh, only 2 degree of freedoms are available, that is delta x and delta y, vertically and horizontally. In case of a 3D truss joint, in case of a 3D, it can move linearly in 3 directions, that delta x, delta y and delta z. So there are 3 degree of freedom that are available. Okay. In case of 2D rigid joint, now there is a, we are talking about 2D rigid joint means frames. So here is a moment we have to consider a rotation also, delta value of theta here. So delta x, delta y and theta z. The degree of freedoms are available as 3. In case of 3D, we need 6 values degree of freedom. 6, how come? Suppose this is x, you can denote this by, this is, suppose this is x, this is y, and this is z here. Okay. Z. So it can rotate in x direction, rotate in y direction, rotate in z direction. You can, this can be made like this. Okay. This is z axis. So it can rotate in 3 directions. So degree of freedom will be 6, delta x, delta y, delta z, and theta x, theta y, theta z. So possible degree of freedoms available in case of 3D rigid joint are 6. Okay. Now degree of kinematic indeterminacy of a plane truss. Now we are talking about 2D truss. Okay. So in a pin jointed plane truss, each joint is having 2 degree of freedom, that is delta x and delta y. So when we are talking about the truss, so degree of freedom at the joint is 2, that is delta x and delta y. Therefore j is the number of joints. Okay. So it is saying that j is the number of joints in a truss, and for calculating the degree of freedom available will be twice the number of joints, because at every joint, suppose there are 4 joints, so number of degree of freedom will be 2 times joints, that every joint is having 2 degree of freedom, so 4 joint will have multiplied by 2, that is 2 times the joint degree of freedoms are available. And we know that Re be the support reaction. Here it is given that we know Re be the support reactions. No, so we need to minus the support reaction from the total number of degree of freedom that are given in the truss. Hence, at support, joint displacement will not be available in the direction of the reaction. Okay. It is saying at support, joint displacement will not be available in direction of the reaction. Suppose we are talking about, suppose this is a truss here. Okay. Now it is, here is a, this is a hinge joint, this is a roller support. Here in case of a truss, there are how many joints? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 joints. So total degree of freedom will be 2 times joint, that is 10. 2 times 5. Okay. That is available degree of freedom. And we need to remove the external support reaction, because there is no what you say, the joint displacement will not be possible in the direction of the reaction. So direction of the reaction here will be one in this side, one this side, as it is a hinge support. And in case of roller, only vertical displacement will be restrained. So 1, 2 and 3. These two reaction will be external reaction will be minus from the and total degree of freedom available for this stress will be 7. So hence therefore total number of unrestrained displacement component at all the joint dk will be dk formula becomes 2j minus re. Re is the external reaction, and in case of 3D truss the every joint will be having 3 degree of freedom, that is delta x, delta y and delta z. So 3 times j will be available degree of freedom minus the external reaction. The formula will become 3j minus re. In case of rigid jointed plane frame, now we are talking about 2D. In case of 2D, the degree of freedom available are 3. The formula becomes 3j minus re. And in case of 3D, every joint will be having 6 degree of freedom. Then the formula becomes 6j minus re. Okay, that is the case of a truss and frame. Now there is a special case. Special case says in a rigid frame, when we are talking about frame, if some of the members are axially rigid, then axial displacement in such members will not be available. Hence, degree of freedom will reduce. So it is saying if in some members axial, if some members in case of a frame we are saying if some members are axially rigid, then axial displacement in such members is not available. So it is saying one member, suppose there is one member, suppose this is one frame here, and we are saying this member of a frame is axially rigid. Axially rigid means axial displacement is not possible, then we have to reduce the degree of freedom. So how we will reduce the degree of freedom, that you will get when we will be solving numerical part. But for example I have shown you this one, this frame. So we have to reduce the degree of freedom by how much? For 2D rigid frame, when we are talking, the formula was 3k minus re, but we need to minus the m double dash, where m double dash is the number of axially rigid member. In case of when we are saying there is one member is axially rigid, then we have to minus one member. If we are saying two members are axially rigid, then we have to minus two. So I hope you are getting. In case of 3D the formula was 6j minus re, and for axially rigid case minus m double dash, and where m double dash is number of axially rigid members. So I hope this part is clear. For example, the numerical is that determine the degree of kinematic indeterminacy for a given cantilever beam if beam is axially flexible and beam is axially rigid. So there are two cases that is given. Suppose this is the beam. Here how many reaction will be there, as it is fixed from this end, free from this end. So here will be one reaction, two reaction, three reaction. So number of external reactions are 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So external reactions are 3, and at this joint there will be, these are the restrained displacement, and here it will be unrestrained displacement, that is it can move vertically upward, it can move horizontally, it can rotate also. So these are unrestrained displacement 1, 2 and 3. So in this is the case when we are talking about the beam, we take it as a case of a rigid frame. So formula for calculating the degree of kinematic indeterminacy was, in case of a rigid frame when we are talking, the formula was dk equal to 3j minus re. Okay, the number of joints are 2, the joints are 1 and 2 here. Okay, now joints are 2, so the formula of dk will be 3 times j is 2 minus external reaction that are 3. External reactions are 3 here. So 3j, 6 minus 3 is 3. And directly you can count for the value of dk we need the value of unrestrained displacement. So what are unrestrained displacement? 1, 2 and 3. So these three are unrestrained displacement. So directly the dk value will be 3. So you can either count directly for objective question, if there is a subjective question in which you have been uh, asked to calculate the value of dk, you can easily put the values in the formula, that number of joints are how much and the formula for the frame is there. Now this is the case of axially flexible, when it can move flexibly. But second case says that the beam is axially rigid. Now beam is axially rigid, the number of members axially rigid is 1. So we need to minus the value 1 member from the formula. So formula was 3j minus re minus m double dash now. So m double dash value will be 1, as the member axially rigid member is 1. So it will be 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay. Now you can see the case of second numerical that says determine the degree of kinematic indeterminacy for the given beam. Also find dk when member AB is axially rigid. So we need to find the value of dk when the AB is axially rigid. Now you can see here it is hinge joint, here also hinge joint. So directly if you want to put that there are how many unrestrained display, now I am talking about unrestrained displacement will be there. So there are two reactions, there is only one unrestrained displacement is possible, here also one unrestrained displacement is possible. So dk value will be 2. Directly if I am talking about, I am showing the unrestrained displacement. See, you can see the answer is 2. Now if you want to put in the formula, the number of joint will be 2. The formula of dk is 3j, j is 2 minus re, external reaction is 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 are the external reaction. So 3, 6 minus 4, 2. So the value is 2. You can see directly also the answer is same, and using the formula answer is the same. And when the member is axially rigid, we need to minus the value 1. How the we need to minus the number of members that are axially rigid, and the member AB is axially rigid he is asking for. So one member is axially rigid, then 2 minus 1 will be 1. But this case is not possible. Now why is it not possible? We are not minusing the value of a number of members that are axially restrained, axially rigid, because axial displacements already restrained by the reactions. Okay, because there are axially reactions that are already restrained. These axial displacement are already restrained by these reactions. Suppose it is vertical, he is saying, suppose it axially it is saying. So you need to remember, if there is an external reaction in that direction, so you cannot neglect the value of that member, because in that direction displacement is already restrained. Because if there is one displacement in this direction, this reaction will balance that displacement in this direction. So this is the case, special case. This is a special case where you have to minus the value, where you have not minus the value. Okay, so this is the case of kinematic indeterminacy. Now there is another case of the special case that says in rigid jointed frames, some of the joints may be hybrid. Now if there is the case of an internal hinge, hybrid joint, that is the case of internal hinge, then additional degree of freedom will be available, hence decay will increase. So when there will be an hybrid joint, means any internal hinge will be there, then the degree of freedom of the system will increase. And how it will increase? It will increase by addition of the number of displacement that will increase with the help of hybrid joint. So for 2D rigid joint frame, if there is a hybrid joint, so you need to just add the value of plus RR, where RR is the number of released reaction that are provided by the hybrid joint or internal hinge. and the RR value will be similar as you calculated in the case of degree of static indeterminacy, that is summation of m dash minus 1, where m dash is the number of members meeting at the hybrid joint and m double dash is the number of axially rigid members. Okay, so formula for 2D case will be 3j minus RE minus m double dash, that is axially rigid members, plus the value of the decay is increased by RR. RR is the number of released reaction, that is reactions that are produced by the internal hinges or hybrid joints. Okay, so this is the special case. Okay, so this is all about degree of kinematic indeterminacy. So how you will calculate for beams and frames and trusses. Now we will be bringing in next lecture about the numerical that are based on the calculation of degree of static indeterminacy and the degree of kinematic indeterminacy. That is all about the first unit. So for now, thank you very much.